Folks, not every seller is a savvy, rich investor. I'll talk about that and then get into the latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending September 13th, 2023. Too many times we think, these people selling, they've got so much money, they own so many properties. It's just not the case. Most sellers are average, ordinary people that for whatever reason are selling their house, their principal residence. They don't own any other properties. They have the one property that they've been living in with their family. That's it. I recently had a visit with this lady. She was thinking about selling her property. She had bought this property not too long ago, her and her husband, but I was speaking with the wife. She bought this property less than a year ago. And almost immediately they got caught by surprise. They had to do a few renovations that they weren't expecting. So they pulled some equity out of the property, did a bunch of renovations, and when I arrived, part of the renovations were still being done. And so the question to me was, and the reason I was invited was, Santo, should we sell? And this was a beautiful house, beautiful property, dated, and these are some of the things they needed to update. And I said, well, why would you sell? She says, well, when we moved in here, everything seemed good. We thought we made the right decision, but almost immediately we had to do a bunch of renos. Some renos we didn't expect. There was some waterproofing issues that they had to sort out. And so they pulled equity out. Their mortgage has already ballooned, and now with all the money they've pulled out to do some of these updates and renos, it's costing them even more every single month. And she says it's becoming a problem. We feel the pressure every month. And I said, look, we did our analysis, and I looked at everything, and I said, if you were to sell now, this is probably what your home is going to sell for. And that number was significantly less than everything she had put into the home. So you're looking at purchase price, you're looking at land transfer tax, all the costs in the renovations, you got to add that to the cost of the purchase price of the house. She wasn't going to even break even, she was going to lose money. And some sellers will sell a property like that because the pressure every month is too much to pay the bills, or they're going to lose the house if they don't sell. Well, in speaking with this lady, she wasn't in a position where she was going to lose the house. She's trying to get ahead of the problem before it becomes a problem, and is thinking, do we sell now or not? And so I asked, do you have to sell? And she says, no, we can manage. It's just difficult, and we're not sure if we want to live this way. Turns out part of the home could actually be rented out. The basement could be rented out if she chooses, to help relieve some of the financial pressures every month. So we looked at everything, and my advice was, if you sell now, for sure you're going to lose money. If you can hold on and you don't have to sell, don't. Let's monitor the market. Let's see when the market is more in your favor. Now, it could be a while down the road. I'm not talking about in 1 month everything's going to be so much better. It could be a while down the road. But if you could hold on, hold on. So the question came up, should she do more renovations to help increase the value? And this question comes up every single time. It's really, really tricky to predict, do this renovation and you're going to get so much more for your house. You'll always get more. But that's not the real question. The question is not, if I do this renovation, can I sell my house for more? The answer to that is almost always yes. The real question is, will I get more than what the renovation time and effort cost me? And that's a question that not a lot of people can answer. It's not an easy question to answer, especially in the market that we're in right now. And that's the question that came up is, you know, if we finish this and we update that and we do that and we take more equity, more line of credit to do all these rentals, will we get more? Of course you will. But if you put 50,000 or 100,000 into your house, are you going to get 20, 30, 40, 50,000 more, or are you going to get 150,000 more? Just doing the rentals just to break even, I don't know if that makes sense. Definitely doing the rentals to get less, that's not a smart move. You should get more. That's a question that comes up all the time. That's a tricky question to answer. And so my advice was, don't do anything now. Finish off what you're doing because you kind of have to. But let's monitor the market. If you don't have to sell, don't. And she's in a position where she can hold on. So that's the way we left that. But there's lots of sellers out there that are not as lucky as she is. I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? How lucky is she? She bought a home, put a ton of money in, and now if she sells, it'll be less. She's lucky because she doesn't have to sell. She's choosing maybe to sell for a lifestyle change. However, there are sellers out there not so lucky where they absolutely have to sell. Loss or no loss, it doesn't matter. The market price is the market price, and they have to sell or they're going to lose their home. Those sellers are not as lucky. So it's really by situation. Which seller needs to sell? Which seller is thinking of doing some updates? Which seller is in a position to make decisions like this? But these are just regular people living their lives, making decisions that they thought were good, maybe not so good. They're not savvy investors. They're not, blood-sucking, trying to take advantage of buyers. They're just regular people caught up in the market like everybody else is. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, check out this awesome two-family home. The video's at the end of this video. So listings are up, and I don't say that lightly. Whatever you expected, new listings, the amount that you expected of new listings, it's way more than that. Let's get into it. Here's a quick summary. Condos, kind of flat, went down by $1,000. Now these are rounded numbers, average sold prices. Towns and semis are up, detached prices are up. We're going to start off with detached prices for the City of Toronto for week ending September 13th. Sales are up from 71 the previous week to 109. So sales jumped way up, but that's not the real story. Wait till we get to the listings part, new listings. So sales are up to 109 detached properties. The amount of properties selling at $2 million or more doubled from 12, we went to 24. Average sold price is up for a couple weeks in a row now to $1,628,000 compared to last year, 1,628. Rounded is really exactly where we were this time last year, 0% change. Median price is up by 8%. Now, for the last several months, average price and median price has been trending down. But now we are beyond the Labor Day week and we are into the fall market. Typically, prices tend to go up, sales tend to go up, typically. Let's see what happens, but this first week or two, that's exactly what we're seeing here. Prices are up, sales are up. So here's sales. We went from 71 to 109. That's a 54% increase in sales from one week to the next. Just going to go back a bit. Half of those, 50%, sold at list price or more. Listings, check this out. 528 new listings of detached properties in 1 week. From the previous week, that's a 51% increase in new listings. 2 weeks ago, we listed 196, then 350 in 1 week, and we thought, wow, that was a lot. Now, 528 new listings. So sales are up, listings are up, but active listings, the amount of properties available for sale, that's way up also, sitting at 1,522 detached properties sitting on the market waiting for somebody to buy them. Months of inventory came down. Well, sales did go up. For sure, also active listings went up, and when you play with that equation there and divide all the numbers out, months of inventory did come down from 1 week to the next, now sitting at 3.2 months of inventory. Months of inventory has been trending up. That's why prices have been trending down. 3.2 is kind of in line to where we were before the Labor Day weekend, but the next few weeks are really going to tell the story of which way the market is headed for the fall. Here's Toronto broken down into 9 different sections, and I've pointed out some of the neighborhoods where sales are a bit higher than we normally would expect. Now, Scarborough almost always has the highest sales with, and this week 23 detached properties were sold in Scarborough. However, look at Willowdale Bayview. The average is over $2 million, the average sales price. 14 detached properties were sold. York Mills, Rosedale, the average is over $2.8 million. 16 detached properties were sold. High Park, 13 detached properties were sold. Etobicoke, 18 detached properties were sold. These are normally the neighborhoods where sales are not so high, or the volume of sales. Things really picked up in some of these neighborhoods. Here's semi-detached properties. We went from 20 sales to 34. As far as properties selling at $1.5 million or more, we went from 1 the previous week to 13 for week ending September 13th. Naturally, when you go from 1 to 13 properties selling at $1.5 million or more, average sold price shot up to $1,389,000. 1,389 is 18% higher than where we were this time last year. The median price is 14% higher than where we were this time last year. This is for semi-detached properties. We were trending down. Let's see what happens over the next couple weeks. Months of inventory came down, sitting at 2.2 months of inventory. It was trending up, and now it's kind of in line to where we were just before the Labor Day weekend. 79% of those semis sold at list price or more. It's very competitive, the semi market. Here's townhouses. I'm complaining often, not enough townhouse sales. Well, we went from 6, we tripled that. We went to 18. These are freehold townhouses sold in 1 week. Now, 18 is still not a lot, but it's triple what it was the previous week. So 18 were sold. 2 of those were at $1.5 million or more. Average sold price sitting at $1,194,000. 1,194 is 10% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price is 27% higher than where the median price was a year ago. Median price is sitting at $1,245,000. Months of inventory shot way down. I mean, sales tripled, right? So months of inventory is now sitting at 1.9, and 67% of those townhouses that sold at list price or more. Here's condos. These are condo apartments, not condo townhouses. We went from 129 the previous week to 176 condo apartments sold for week ending September 13th. 20 of those, which is way up from the previous week of 13, 20 of those sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price kind of stayed the same. It went down by 1,000, sitting at $721,000. 721 is 8% lower than where we were this time last year for the same week. Median price is 3% lower, and median and average price for condos has been trending down. 176 were sold, less than a third, 32% sold at list price or more. Look at this. Look at this. 941 condos were listed for week ending September 13th. Active listing is sitting way up there at 3,676. These are condos not sold weekend, so available for sale. But look at the way listings have shot up. Just a couple weeks back, the low was 520. That was the week before Labor Day weekend. Then 647. Now 941 condo listings all in 1 week. Months of inventory came down to 4.8, came down from the previous week, but 4.8 kind of a little bit higher than where we were sitting pre-Labor Day weekend. Months of inventory has been increasing. That's what's happened. Lots of condos out there, lots of opportunities for people looking to buy condos. We're pretty much still, I'm going to say that we're sitting in a balanced market for most home types, most neighborhoods. But the market, all of a sudden, is shifting. Excuse me. The market is shifting. You got to really, really be careful as far as selling price, as far as offers. You really got to kind of keep an eye on things there and really be informed. Who you hire matters. Thanks for watching. Now check out this awesome two-family home. Welcome to 4027 Bloor Street West in Etobicoke. Before I show you the inside of this home, let me tell you what makes it so unique. It has in all 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. It has 9-foot and 10-foot ceilings. Each room has its own individual climate control. These are all luxury features you would expect from a custom-built home. But what really stands out in this home is that it was designed from the very beginning for 2 families to live separate and independent of each other, both above grade. Let me start by showing you the principal residence. So this is the principal residence. Including the finished basement, you have 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, about 3,000 square feet. So here's the finished basement. It has 10-foot ceilings, an entertainment area, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a private walk-up to the backyard. So this is the private, self-contained, luxurious secondary suite with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Have a look.